What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where in this one, we're going to take another conversation that we had during the live stream. If you hadn't seen or if you weren't there for the live stream a couple days ago, there was something that popped up while we were talking, and it's something I've thought of and didn't really think it was something that Colts fans would be interested in, but somebody mentioned it, and it was a good conversation, between me and Chad and what we were talking about for a little while. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. Of course, if you enjoy this content, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe with notifications on. Share with any Colts fans, whatever the case may be. But, this one going to be about Michael Pittman Jr. And the question that was presented was, do we keep Michael Pittman Jr.? Should we move on from Michael Pittman Jr.? And it was just something that I had thought of plenty of times in the past, and so we went ahead. We had that conversation about it. I want to play, what was from the live stream, and then have some more information that I want to kind of add to that conversation, and we'll talk about it afterwards. Yeah. Oh, here you go. Okay, my question is, I think we should let Pittman go. How do you feel about that? That is, oh, that's a good question. Letting Pittman go. See, and I've had this same conversation with myself a few times this off season, and like with what he's been for us in the past and everything he's gone through to be as great as he's been for us, for as mediocre as we've been, right? And he's been loyal to us. No drama, and then last year to put it all on the line to figure out exactly what it was he was dealing with and how severe it actually was. And then to know that he battled through, and he only missed one game. I think he ended up missing one game. Came back and, finished the season well. So absolute dog. It'd be hard to move on from him, man, honestly. Really hard to move on from him. But they're situations are situational, right? Like if you move on from Pitt, then what's the plan? Right? Right? And feel free to hit the chat and let me know your thoughts on what, and any of you, if you let Pitt go, then what's the plan? You're obviously saying we believe in AD and you want Alec Pearson AD to be your 1-2 and Josh Downs in the slot. Are you ready for that? That's my question. I think we're a year away from that, which is why I think we're a year away from having this conversation for real. With the way contracts are set up, right? You know what? Let me just go get Pitt's contract real quick. I don't want to guess anything. I want this to be an educated conversation. Michael Pittman Jr. Okay, yeah, it was a 3-year deal. And he already played a year. So he plays this year. His cap hit's $23 million. If you keep Michael Pittman Jr. for 2026, his cap hit is $29 million. If I assume this is a cut, if you cut him, it's $5 million in dead money. Let's get a better breakdown here. Remaining cash. So there's no $2 million roster bonus. $22 million is base salary. So it looks like $2 million Spotrac is kind of trash. Let me go to over the cap real quick. Yeah, here we go. Okay. This is exact. Okay. So I was right. 2026, if you keep Michael Pittman Jr., he gets $0 guaranteed in 2026. $5 million dead cap if he's cut pre-June 1st. Post-June 1st, it does not change. And trading is the same, $5 million dead cap. So you go into the season without Michael Pittman Jr. next year, it's $5 million. So you're saving $24 million even, at least according to this. It's $29 million even on the cap number, $5 million in dead money. You get rid of them, $24 million in savings. Okay, so with that information, what's the plan? Because look at our team right now. Look at our situation. If Anthony balls out, right? Anthony figures it out. And when the quarterback is good, do you think we're better with or without Michael Pittman Jr.? Please let me know. Anybody that's here, hop in the chat. Quarterback, not an issue, right? Good starting quarterback. I'm not saying one of the best in the league. We'll say top half of the league. One of our quarterbacks, top half of the league. Able to win us some games. You let me know in the chat. In that situation, this team, are we better with or without Michael Pittman Jr.? Phew, and I don't know the answer, brother. I don't. Like, I think I have so much faith in A.D. Mitchell, how easily he can get open. Like, when he's on the field, he's one of the guys, he just moves different, man. He just looks different. And I love guys like that. He needs a quarterback to give him the ball. So if we're talking about a situation where the quarterback can get him the ball, and then you have AP on the other side and Josh Downs and Tyler Warren and JT, right? But what if we're in that situation, right? Let's say we're in that situation. Top half of the league, one of our quarterbacks, top half of the league, able to win us some games. And you keep Michael Pittman Jr. instead. And A.D. Mitchell's able to get on the field. And A.D. Mitchell's able to have an impact. A.D. Mitchell able to continue his development and show you that he can be the guy. Then the question becomes, what is Alec Pierce's contract number? And then do you keep him, right? And these are, all right, if we're going to have the conversation, we got to figure out a plan. If you keep Michael Pittman Jr. this year with the $18 million guaranteed, then going into next season, do you save $24 million by cutting him and giving Alec Pierce a contract? And what does that contract look like? Or do you keep Michael Pittman Jr., have $29 million against the cap, and let Alec Pierce go elsewhere and have Michael Pittman Jr. on one side, A.D. Mitchell on the other, and Josh Downs, and Tyler Warren and JT in 2026? Or is Michael Pittman Jr. a Colts lifer? Whether he likes it or not, bro's stuck with us forever. He is a dog. And it's not always great with Pitt. You know, a lot of down games in between the greats. But when he's on it, when he has a quarterback that he can really work with, Pitt's a dog, bro. I mean, not afraid to mix it up. He's a big body guy, 6'4", 220, big body guy. Not afraid to mix it up. Not afraid to do the dirty work. Not afraid to get the blocks. Gets angry at himself when he doesn't block well enough. It's a tough conversation to have, man. It's a good question. It's a really good question. It's a really tough conversation to have. I think this year you'd be better suited keeping him. To fall back on everything, to go back to the original, your original question, right, is should we let Pittman go? Well, not this year. I think that's a conversation in the offseason. Not this year. Okay, so right there, again, a good conversation to be had about Pittman, and obviously, I think keeping him for the moment is just the ideal plan. Keep him this year. If AD takes a step and AP continues to look like a guy, like then assess the situation. What's your cap? What else do you need? Right, with expiring contracts, this and that. I feel like we're in a pretty good position for next offseason. But at the end of the day, when you have so many receivers, you have other guys that are going to like Pierce going to need to be paid. Josh Downs coming up, he's going to need to be paid. And then AD Mitchell, if he continues to develop and get better, then you have him coming up as well. Right? Or do you just continue to draft these guys and pump out stars that are going to go play elsewhere? Is going to be the question. While you keep Pitt, and so it's an incredible question to dive into. I just think it's more of a real conversation next year, especially. I mean, you have these guys that should be Colts lifers, right? Guys that always on the team. Pitt falls into that category for me. Somebody that, like, I mean, play out this contract. 29 million against the cap is what it is for next year. Like, and try to figure out the numbers. Like, wide receiver numbers keep going up, so maybe that's just going to be what it is. And how do we build the team around Pittman making that much money is really going to be the biggest question, right? And obviously, you want to see us get good quarterback play so that we can see Michael Pittman Jr. What is his true value? Right, because he's never had consistent quarterback play, and so that factors into it. And so you wonder, you're always going to wonder, like, even when so look at the numbers that he's put up. These are numbers he's put up with wildly inconsistent quarterback play. Obviously, 2020 is his rookie year. He missed some time with a what was it, a shin injury, a calf injury, something of the sort, lower leg injury. I know it was. In his rookie year with Phillip Rivers, not really still a key figure at that point, but has 40 catches on 61 targets, 503 yards, and a touchdown. And then you look at 2021 when we had Carson Wentz. Plays all 17 games, has 88 catches, 1,082 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Then in 2022 with Matt Ryan, plays 16 games, has 99 catches for 925 yards and 4 touchdowns, which is actually incredible. Easily the yards per reception lowest in his career with 9.3, but the offense was so bad in 2022. So almost getting 1,000 yards. You throw in really almost anybody else, and he probably ends up with 100 catches over 1,000 yards in 2022 on a terrible offense. Then 2023, he plays in 16 games, has 156 targets, and he ends up with 109 catches, 1,152 yards, 4 touchdowns. There, and obviously that was mostly the Gardner Minshew year, but Anthony Richardson somewhat a part of that. And then in 2024, this past year, has the injury, ends up missing some games. Right, actually, I think he only missed one game. Now I actually think about it, but has 69 catches for 808 yards, 3 touchdowns. Again, wildly inconsistent quarterback play last year from both quarterbacks. So the numbers just all over the place because the quarterbacks have been all over the place for Michael Pittman Jr. But through everything, through all that, think about the receivers we've had, the Reggie Waynes, the Marvin Harrisons, the T.Y. Hiltons, right? Some of the great ones we've had in the past. This shout out to @SleeperColts. Most receptions by a Colts wide receiver in their first 4 seasons. Number 5, Reggie Wayne, 221. Number 4, Bill Brooks, 223. Number 3, T.Y. Hilton, 283. Number 2, Marvin Harrison, 311. Number 1, Michael Pittman Jr., 336. Now, of course, he has a benefit of 17 games a year. He's not playing that, though. He's only played 17 games once. He's played 16 games or appeared in 16 games each of the last 3 seasons. So, obviously, durable, a dog. That was one of the parts of the conversation that we already had. And just what he's able to provide for us. Again, this is a guy that, like, future Colts Ring of Honor. If he gets good quarterback play, we're talking real wide receiver one. We're talking like if we can start really winning and he can have an extended career, right? 33, 34 with some consistency, like potential for Hall of Fame one day if he can get consistent quarterback play. He is such a dog. At this point, I feel like as a receiver, he kind of is what he is, but he's so polished, and I feel like there's room to continue to get better. But I feel like he does such a good job with everything that he's asked to do, and putting trying to carry that wide receiver room for years, right? I just hope so bad that we are able to have a lot of success for him, and that and if we can't figure it out, man, then for his own sake. I could see a guy coming up on 30 and go ahead and see, if you could test the water somewhere else, right? Save $24 million against the cap by letting him go, and he gets to choose, where he wants to end up and where he's going to try to compete for a championship. And I hope that doesn't happen. I want us to be the ones that start winning with him, and he can finish his career as a Colt. But again, that's going to be a conversation really for next offseason, when we see what does this team do, because this year is going to be huge for the future of the Colts. If we find success this year, then this team, the regime with Ballard in the front office, Steichen in the coach, like they're going to be here. If things don't go well, there's probably going to be a lot of change throughout the franchise, uh, kind of from top to bottom. So, massive year, and there are going to be a lot of these conversations that are going to have to be had as the season goes along, and we see how we're going to do, and then through the off season. So, again, and if you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you continue to get notified anytime we drop any content like this or anytime we go live. Hoping to do that every Sunday going forward. But with that said, I appreciate you guys stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.